I'm Extra Yogurt and welcome back to another speed build. I know I've been away from my channel for a while. As y'all know, life just happens, but I am back now and thank y'all so much for being patient. I know that I kept saying that once I hit 500 subs that I would do this 24-hour build challenge, and right now as I'm editing this, we're sitting at like over 660, which just was blowing my mind every time I would like check my YouTube channel and see more subscribers even while I wasn't uploading. It just motivated me so much to get back and get this done. So yeah, thank y'all so much for all the comments and the feedback. There are a bunch of comments that I haven't been able to respond to yet, but I will as soon as I can. But yeah, so the way that I plan to do this series is going to be in like 4 or 5 different parts. So like this video alone only consists of the first 3 builds and it's already an hour long, and I really wasn't trying to make the videos longer than that. So I'm just going to kind of split them up, just like a little group of lots at a time. And hopefully that works for y'all. All the materials are already recorded, all the lots are already built, all the screenshots are already taken. So it's really just gonna be a matter of me like sitting down to edit the footage and everything. But yeah, so you guys might be surprised to know that there are no residential lots in this neighborhood yet. In the time frame that I had, it just was not going to be realistic, and there were so many community lots that I wanted to get done, and I pretty much essentially got them all done, and to me that was good enough. So there's a total of 11 different community lots, and I had planned to build like at least like 6 residential lots, and I just ran out of time. But if you guys would like me to like just leave, if you guys want me to continue with this neighborhood and make more videos and add sims and stuff, please let me know, because I would love to do that. This neighborhood has been so much fun to build, but if you guys want me to just move on, continue South Valley City, or start on something else, just let me know that too. But yeah, so Dusty Lakes, how I came up with that name, I have no clue. You guys know I'm terrible at naming things. I just thought like, oh, it's gonna be a desert, it's gonna be dusty, there's gonna be a lake somewhere. So I also kind of thought of like Blue Lakes, and then like kind of took that and changed it up a little. The neighborhood template I'm using is the Sedona template, if you noticed at the very beginning of the video. And excuse me, I thought it was perfect because it was kind of a smaller neighborhood template, and it wasn't too intimidating. So yeah, I started off here with the sheriff's office. It just seemed fitting. I don't know, like I just wanted there to be a sheriff's office. So here I am kind of making the office area and stuff. Mind you guys, there is going to be some custom content use in this neighborhood, but very little. I mean, very little. I could probably count the amount of custom content I used on one hand. Like I used some car statues, I used this ATM machine, I used some painting recolors, and honestly, I think that's it. I really do think that's it. But yeah, I kept it very minimal. I wasn't sure if I was gonna upload every single lot for download like on Mod The Sims, but I just wanted to make sure that if I did end up wanting to, that wouldn't, like, you know, the custom content tracking down stuff wouldn't be an issue. But yeah. Also, just to be more clear, I'm definitely going to have all these lots for upload. I just wasn't sure if I was going to have them all for upload on Mod The Sims, just because like Uploading to Mod The Sims can be it can be a process. I love Mod The Sims, but it can be a process, and a lot of times I just find it so much easier to just upload my stuff to Mediafire and then give the creators credit in the description. The creators of the custom content, any custom content I use, like credit in the YouTube description. So yeah, all these lots will be available for download, but I'm not sure if they will be on Mod The Sims. Like, for example, if you guys watch my cinema build, I didn't upload. That was like the first lot that I didn't upload to Mod The Sims because they came back to me with some corrections that I didn't really agree with, or like that didn't make sense to me. And I was like, instead of like arguing with it, I'm just not gonna upload that specific lot to Mod The Sims. But stuff will always be available on Mediafire, as long as Mediafire is working. But yeah, so if you're new here watching my video, thank you so much for checking out my video, first off. And secondly, just a little recap. I started off my channel doing like an Orange Skies neighborhood building series. It was very in-depth. I showed like one of my Sims living in the neighborhood and moving in and everything, but unfortunately I ended up like losing that neighborhood, like losing the files. So those were only my first 3 videos and I had to cut that short. And then I started on South Valley City, which is a neighborhood I'm still working on. It is very, very much in-depth and detailed. There's lots in that neighborhood that I've spent like 9 or 10 hours on. It's serious. Whereas each lot in this neighborhood in Dusty Lakes, I spent like 2 to 3 hours on, sometimes even just 1 hour. But just to give you some perspective, yeah, and also to explain like where we're at in my channel today. So like I'll still be working on South Valley City. If you guys want me to, I can work on Dusty Lake some more, or we can just start something new. But I do definitely want to finish South Valley City. In addition to all that, one of the major challenges that this challenge presented me with was like trying to make quicker design decisions. I think part of why like some of my other lots will literally take me like the entire day is because I'm just super indecisive. I become a perfectionist sometimes. Like it's just ridiculous. So it kind of taught me to just kind of go with it. Not everything has to be perfect. I build with a lot of realism in mind, so I just tell myself, like in real life, stuff is imperfect. So, yeah, if you guys have watched videos from that neighborhood as well, then maybe you'll be able to tell the difference in my building style. And then also, I had gotten another comment of someone saying that the speed build speed was too fast, and I completely understand. So like usually I put my videos at a 10 times speed. This time I put it at an 8, and already I think that made a huge difference. If it's still too fast, let me know, and I'm gonna see what I can do just to make my videos less of a headache and still keep them within the time frame I want them to be. I really try not to cut out any building footage. You'll notice in a couple of these lots, I just cut out the part where I made the parking lot, and that's it. I was really just trying to save time anywhere I could because I know this series is going to be very lengthy. But yeah, sorry y'all, I'm talking so much. I just feel like I have so much to like update you guys on and explain and all that. But feel free to comment any questions you have, feedback you have, requests, stuff like that. And yeah. Okay, really quickly, you guys saw how I kind of like put some of those chairs diagonal and like kind of put them all over the place. Oh, also, yeah, those are the car statues I was talking about. But anyways, so I just wanted to make sure y'all know that like some things that I place on my lots, like they're not gonna be functional. Like they're just not gonna be functional. If I place them for like aesthetic reasons, like sometimes they just are not going to function very well for the game. But for the most part, like most things will be functional. So for example, like those chairs that I placed diagonally, your Sims probably won't be able to sit there. The flowers that I put on top of the stage things under the windows, your Sims aren't going to be able to like tend to those flowers and stuff, just stuff like that. So what I suggest is just like, like you can change it. Like you can move the position of the object. You can delete dead flowers with move objects on and then replace it again. And hopefully that's not too much trouble, but I really like to place things kind of like imperfectly to make it look more realistic. Or sometimes I just put things in places for looks and not for functionality. I just want to make sure that y'all know that, because I have gotten a few comments saying stuff like, oh, but like my Sim can't use this, or my Sim can't use this object. And like I understand, but also I'm like, okay, but it's for looks, it's for, anyways, y'all know what I mean. Hopefully nobody takes that the wrong way, but here we are doing a little cinematic shot thingy. So after, you guys know my style, like after each speed build, I try to do a couple of these, and then we go into screenshots, and then we hop into the next thing or end the video. So in this case, we're going to dive into the screenshots, and yeah. I hope you guys like it. I feel like it looks very much like this looks like a government building to me. And then the neighborhood decorations in the background, in the windows and stuff, like that added so much, in my opinion. I've never been in a sheriff's office, but I just imagine that this is probably what it looks like, because I've been in like a good amount of office buildings. But yeah, so like your Sims could just visit here, and I don't know, maybe you can use it for storytelling. Maybe you can like your Sim can like buy it like as a home business, or like as their business, and then like lock Sims up and like delete the door or lock the door on them. I don't know, something crazy like that. But for the most part, it's just to add to the neighborhood, stuff like that. And now we're gonna get into Sunflower Market, which is the neighborhood grocery store. Yeah, I had so much fun building this. I have built a good amount of grocery stores in my time of playing this game. It's like one of my favorite things to build, and at this point it is kind of like muscle memory to me. Not saying that I built this super fast, but I feel like I threw it together pretty quickly. But yeah. Like I was saying before, if y'all notice, I just cut out the part where I made the parking lot. I feel like that's not really interesting, and you guys could probably imagine the process of doing that. Yeah, so I wanted this grocery store to have a very small town kind of country feel. I didn't want it to be a little shack. I wanted it to be like a proper grocery store. But I wanted it, I just wanted it to look a little old. So just so y'all know, if you see me making some ugly design choices, or I'm just choosing some raggedy like wallpaper, or just know that it was very intentional. Although I do want the neighborhood to be nice, and there are some buildings that look a lot more modern and newer than others, I still wanted that kind of like, I was kind of going for a small town, like small country town feel, but like small country town that's growing, you know? So there's going to be like, for example, like this grocery store, I imagine has been in this town for a long time. And like maybe they'll make like renovations and stuff, but they're not gonna like just bulldoze it, you know, and start over. So I kind of, I kind of kept it. I mean, I think this looks older. I'm not sure, but hopefully you guys know what I mean. And then like there are definitely some lots that look like brand new. Like when we get to the builds, when we get to the builds after this, you guys are gonna it's gonna start to like kind of pick up. But yeah, I use pebbles for the rooftop. I've seen that before. It doesn't make sense to me, but I've seen it before, so I just went with it, and I think it looks nice actually. But yeah, there I am, just like, even though this was a 24-hour challenge, I still like wanted to like, take care of the little details that matter to me, like painting the ceiling when I feel like it's necessary, painting those floor tiles under the roof, the floor tiles that you can't see, adding columns, painting the inside of columns, making sure everything's nice and polished, because I feel like even though like this was a 24-hour challenge and I could have done more lots, I still wanted to like kind of preserve the quality of the lots, even if they weren't gonna be like the absolute best. So yeah, and then here I am. You guys are gonna notice I always use the Greek letters as like store signs, as do a lot of other people I've seen. And there's no rhythm to it. Like I just put whatever I think looks good, and then we just pretend that it says what it's supposed to say. Now landscaping in this neighborhood was interesting. It was really fun because it's a desert and I did not have to do much of it. Like I end up changing up what I'm doing right now, but like you guys will see that landscaping on all of these lots was so simple. It was very straightforward and simple. I would just like cluster those little cacti, whatever. I would cluster those up, put a few cactus, put a few rocks maybe. This is like one of like only like 2 lots that have sunflowers. It was very straightforward, and that's probably my favorite part about doing a desert landscape in this style. Actually, when I started this build, I was going for Arizona. Like I was using Arizona as like my inspo, but very quickly I realized like I'm not going to be able to capture Arizona without the big rocks, the red rocks. So I just decided, this can be a little country town. It's fine. I've seen my fair share of country towns, so I do kind of know what they're supposed to feel like. I'm so sorry. I just be going on useless tangents sometimes, but lighting. So lighting was very important to me as usual. Like this is another one of those details I could not pass up on. I made sure all the outdoor lighting of every lot was good to go. Although in most of the screenshots, you guys will see that I showed you guys daytime only, just because, it's a desert and I wanted it to have that like, whoa, the sun is like beaming kind of feeling. Here I am just covering up that piece of roof that is really bothering me with some walls. And yeah. Y'all will have to excuse my like weird sporadic like lagging at this point. It was like really late in the night. It was like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. at this point or something, and I was getting so tired. But somewhere in this video, I promise I pick up the pace. So yeah, I just added, the bathrooms, and then so that garage on the side, I imagine to be like a storage area, because y'all know in grocery stores, there's always like that giant, like very cold, like refrigerated, like storage area. Y'all know, like the area behind the eggs and the milk. So that's what I was trying to accomplish with that. And I think I did decently for the time that I had. Here I am just putting linoleum on the ground, and then those little rubber tiles that resemble rubber mats by the doors. I always love to do that. I also did that in the sheriff's office as well. But oh yeah, so building tutorial. The building tutorial that I've been talking about to y'all forever. I'm gonna do it. I promise I'm gonna do it. I feel like I'm almost like hyping myself up to do it, because a build tutorial, one, like I feel like it will be under like serious scrutiny, because everyone has their way of building, and I know that y'all just want to see, like, y'all are just asking to see my way, but I don't know, something about it makes me real nervous, but also I really want to do it. So I promise I will do it, but if you're wondering why I haven't done it yet, it's like that's why. And then also, like, a build tutorial would require me to voice over while building, and when I build, I am in the zone. Like, I really go in the zone. I don't speak. I don't, like, I'm 100% into the build usually. So to really like dedicate my brain to build and talk, that also sounds very difficult. Nonetheless, I am going to do it. I promise I'm going to do it. I know I've been talking about it forever, but here is my pinky promise now. Now what I'm going to do the build tutorial on, I don't know. I feel like I'm a lot better at building community lots than I am residential lots, but when I build a good residential lot, I'm like very proud of it. It just is not a common occurrence. Like, I feel like my specialty is community lots. So as much as I hate making like promises, or let me not say hate, as much as I realize I don't need to promise y'all anything because y'all haven't asked for that, like, I'm just gonna say, after I finish uploading all like 4 or 5 parts of this 24-hour build challenge, it's probably gonna be like 4 parts, then I'm going to do a build tutorial, whether it's a lot in Dusty Lakes or South Valley City or something completely different. I'm gonna do a build tutorial. And the way I see it, it's not gonna be like the way I see it, I'm gonna be very straightforward. I'm gonna tell you guys, like, I do this, I never do this, I do that, I never do that. Like, I'm gonna strictly show you guys how I build, and I'm hoping that also you guys can teach me some tricks and stuff and some tips, because even after all these years, I'm still learning new things about The Sims 2. And I'm definitely not an expert builder by any means. I mean, there's a reason that I really haven't played a whole lot of Sims 4. And I feel like one of those reasons is because the building, just the building in Sims 4 has been really tricky for me to get a hang of. But like Sims 2, I've had all the practice in the world. So, like, I do this. I could do this with my eyes closed. but put Sims 4 in front of me and I don't know what to tell you. I can't build to save my life in that game. But yeah, enough about that. I said what I said, so I'm gonna stick to it. Here I am just making the grocery aisles. You know, it's a basic grocery store. It's nothing special. There's no bakery, there's no meat section. It's just straight up produce, refrigerated items, checkout lanes, bathrooms, couple magazine racks. And I hope you guys like it. Another kind of pointless thing I wanted to add was that in all the lots that I built for this neighborhood and all the screenshots I took, I only took pictures of the bathrooms for one of the lots, and that was the bar/club, because I made some pretty cool bathrooms in there. But all the other lots I didn't take pictures of the bathrooms, so like don't be alarmed if you don't see, if like somehow you like skip to the pictures part and you don't see any bathrooms. Like I'm pretty sure, I think I included a bathroom in every single lot, fairly certain. I remember I used to forget it all the time in my old builds, and I think it's ingrained in my brain now to put a bathroom, even if it's a small one. But yeah, so we're almost finished here with this build. I tried to do, I did, like I said before, I did this really like kind of dated wallpaper on purpose, and kind of like old looking linoleum and stuff on purpose, because I wanted it to look old. So yeah, you know, I don't have a whole lot to say about this build, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, but I had a lot of fun doing it. I had a lot of fun taking the pictures, and I did use one piece of CC on this lot, and that was this painting recolor that I love so much. Can't remember the name of the creator right now, but as usual, will be in the description. I always put all my custom content in the description. If you're wondering where I got something, please look in the description. And I also linked the mods that I have in my game as well. Right now I have this wall top replacement. I have the floor tile edge replacement. What else do I have? I think those are the two mods that I have. So if there's anything else, I promise you it'll be there. I can't think of it right now, but yeah. And then I always try to add these little lights here. As far as I know, places put those lights up around like the parking lot so that people aren't able to drive through like the windows or crash into the building. So that's why you'll kind of see like me occasionally place those lights. Then there I am putting some lights in the storage room. And then whenever I do these 2-story builds, it always kind of presents a challenge with lighting, because whenever you put a light on the second floor, it's not going to shine down to the first floor, if that makes sense. So although I am placing those lights upstairs, it's just so that the wall gets illuminated. It's not actually going to shine down onto the first floor. So what do I do to remedy that? I literally turn on move objects on. I get the little ankle height light in the game. It's under outdoor lighting. And I start shoving it under things. Anywhere I can, I will just try to hide the lights. Here I put those lights above. Obviously you guys can see I put the lights above the refrigerators because they're kind of hidden there. I put ceiling lights in the bathroom because there is a ceiling there. Now above the checkout lanes, there's no ceiling, so I hid those ankle lights under the counters. Let's see. Over the produce, I added this little contraption ceiling piece so that I could put lights on it and it doesn't look like there's just floating lights. You know, if you guys have watched my other builds at all, that's something I do a lot, and I think it looks really, really nice. I think it just, I don't know, it just adds something, like it just looks like it's part of the build. But here we are getting into the little clips and screenshots, and I will be back. Right, so now we're moving on to the last lot for this part of the series. This is only part 1. There will probably be 4 parts, but yeah, we're moving on to the car dealership. And just like the sheriff's office, this is not really like a functional lot. The only way it's going to be functional is if your Sims purchase it as a business, and then only then will you be able to actually like put the put real cars for sale, because the real cars are disabled for community lots in buy mode, if you guys didn't know that. But which is why I utilize the car statues, which if I could find a link for them, I will put them there, but I will include them in the download. I think it's some super old link, and like the creator hasn't been on in ages or something. I have to check. I hope y'all know I'm really big on giving people credit and making sure I'm following their terms of use. And the only way, like I search hard. I'll even like message them directly if I can. And if I absolutely cannot find anything, then I'll usually just include it and then drop a link, if that makes sense. And I've said before, like, if you guys see some content that I didn't credit, or I said I couldn't find it, and you know where it's from, like, please let me know, and I will give that creator their credit or do whatever needs to be done. All right, anyways, so this may look crazy, or maybe it doesn't, I don't know. But that giant thing with the garage doors, that's supposed to be like the like mechanics like shed. That's basically where, like, you know, you come drop your car off and like they do your oil change or like replace a tire or do whatever the car dealership does. You know, that is if you have a warranty. Y'all, if you know, you know. If you know, you know the struggle. So I just added some platforms so that some of the cars could be elevated and kind of give it more of a, like, you know, more of a car dealership look, and have it kind of like shown off and stuff. So yeah, this part isn't too interesting. I was just trying to make things center, make things nice. I still think I could have done a lot better with the layout of the parking lot, but I just didn't want it to be excessively big. This lot was already very big and I didn't want it to be even bigger. So there's that. But yeah, I think this came out really nice. Like I said, I take inspo from real life. If you guys ever feel stuck when you're building something, literally look up a picture of what you're building. And like, yeah. So it's really that simple. I don't know. Let me not say I don't know. I do know that most of my viewers live in America, but I know like not all of you guys live in America. I know some of you guys live like in the UK. That was a big one when I look at my like analytics stuff. Some of y'all live in the UK. What else have I seen? I've seen like one other country. I've seen like a total of 3 different countries for a majority of my viewers. So, you know, the stuff I build may look really weird to y'all. But if you live in America, then you'll know this is pretty decently accurate. And I don't know, maybe like in the future, like I'll try to take inspiration from a different country, and like maybe that could be a different kind of challenge for me. But yeah, so I wanted to add a few little windows to the shed, just make it a little bit more interesting, because it's just really like a big box. Like this whole entire dealership is just a big box. But yeah, like I said before, I don't have much to say about this build. It's pretty simple, as a lot of these builds are. My goal was just to move fast, detail as much as I can, but not to get too carried away. And yeah, I like how it came out in the end. Okay, so never in a million years did I think I was ever gonna use that ugly, fugly siding with the red corners, but it just so happens that it works perfectly for this build. So I don't know. It's crazy, like building for so long and building so much in this game. Like I've used I've found a way to utilize most everything. Like, it's kind of crazy, but anyway, so here I am just painting the walls of the garage and everything. So in a lot of these builds, if y'all notice, like I kind of work from the outside in, not in this lot in particular, I think, but in like most of the lots for this neighborhood, I pretty much completely finished out the exterior before I moved to the interior. And I noticed that somehow, some way, it just makes building the interior a lot easier. I think mentally or subconsciously, I'm just thinking like, oh, like everything else is already done. I just have to furnish it, or I just have to, like, you know, I don't know. It helps a lot. So if you find yourself getting very overwhelmed with your builds, I would say try to first build your shell, do all the structures of your shell, windows, doors, walls, and then finish the outside completely. Like, do all the landscaping and lighting, everything. Finish the outside. And then when you come back to the inside, it's gonna be like, oh, okay, I just have to, like, I don't know, y'all, I don't know. I'm just at the point in this video where I feel like I'm just talking, but I guess these are like more things I could potentially talk about for my building tutorial, which, like, the more I talk about it, I feel like the more excited I get about it. But yeah, so then here I am just making sure like everything looks how I want it to look. Everything's centered. I use columns very strategically. I like to use columns to make the build more interesting, but also to make things look centered. I use them inside to like add something interesting to like the glass wall with the windows. And yeah. Also, I know I have like a bunch of the same car and the same color scattered all about, but I do end up changing that up. And yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Tell me what y'all think. I'm really excited to hear the feedback. I'm really excited to know if y'all were like waiting for this video, or if you didn't really, if you like forgot about me, or what. I'm just interested to know. I'm interested to know everything. And once again, I'm really sorry for disappearing on y'all. Like I said, life happens. It happens to everybody. Like, if I could do this all the time and not have to worry about anything else, oh my gosh, I would. But like everybody else, it's just like, when you're trying to do something creative, your mind really has to be clear of other things, you know? So yeah. And I guess while we're here, like, let me plug my other profiles for y'all. So other than YouTube, you guys can find me on Mod The Sims. My handle is Extraayogurt with 2 A's. Just remember, like, when y'all look for my handle, it's always with 2 A's, like Extraayogurt. So on Mod The Sims, I'm also Extraayogurt with 2 A's. On Twitch, I'm also Extraayogurt with 2 A's. I literally have only streamed like twice, but I kind of was like, oh, if I get more followers on Twitch, then maybe I'll start streaming more. Or I know that's not like a good mindset to have, but it just freaks me out. I don't know. Doing things in real time freaks me out. And then on Tumblr, I'm also Extraayogurt with 2 A's. So yeah. Here I am just doing the lighting. I always love the nighttime feel of lots in The Sims 2. I think they did the I don't know anything about programming or game development, but the lighting mechanics I think are done really well in The Sims 2. If you're here, I'm assuming you're a Sims 2 fanatic like me, and there's just so much to love about the game, down to the way that the lights look. So yeah. All right, so the reason that I did not use those car displays, because if you guys have Open for Business, then you know that there's literally a designated car display for cars. It's because these cars that I'm using are just statues, they're not actual vehicles, and the car display only registers like real cars to be placed on them. So, and like I said before, real cars are disabled in buy mode on community lots. So hopefully that covers that. And I really hope you guys like this little contraption I did. You know how at the mechanic, and I'm very ignorant to everything about cars, so please excuse my verbiage, but the thing, I think it's like, it's not a car jack, it's like a car lift. When they literally lift your car up in the air so they can stand under it. That's what I was trying to emulate when I was doing those things hanging from the ceiling. So I even like cut out a little rectangle in the middle to like kind of emulate or simulate or whatever the space where like a mechanic could go under the car and see up under the actual car. So hopefully that makes sense. I like it. I think it added something cool, and I had the space for it in this lot, so I figured why not. Then here I am putting a couple cars inside of the showroom. I don't know about you guys, but something I love about car dealerships is the smell. It always smells so good inside of car dealerships. It's crazy. Like it just that new car smell, like the smell of the like rubber and stuff. Like, I don't know, I can't put my finger on it, but this build was somehow really satisfying for me because I love, well, at least as a kid, I loved going to car dealerships, but as an adult now, it just gives me anxiety because, you know, now they're trying to take my money. I'm not just watching them take my parents' money. But another thing in car dealerships you'll see is like a little kitchenette. It's almost always a little kitchenette, or at least like a coffee machine and like a snack area, because you know, like buying a car can be a long process, so they have a little break area for the employees and for the customers. So that's what I put over here. I hate that the vending machines just shine that bright light. It is so tacky to me. I wish they just did not have that super bright colorful light. But yeah, here I am just adding a little seating area. I end up adding some TVs, little decorations, nothing crazy. It's pretty plain inside. Really the star of the show are the cars, are the vehicles. So yeah. And then I just added 4 little offices because, you know, I don't know. That's the thing in car. I do know that is the thing in car dealerships. So that's why I added the offices. Although I know they're not really going to be of use for the game, they are there because they fill the space with something and it's kind of realistic. So, and then here's kind of like the welcoming or like admin desk at the front over there. But yeah. Okay, so I know this is like very early to close out the video, but I have a lot to say. So I know y'all have been asking to add Sims to my neighborhoods and stuff, but and I will, let me say that, and I will. I just have a certain like way that I want to do things, and I feel like I like to get all the lots built and established before I start adding Sims. And you know, since in this build challenge, you know, everything's done essentially except residential lots, I will definitely include Sims moving in, Sims actually enjoying the lots and interacting with the lots. That's something I'm definitely going to add soon. And yeah, I know it can be kind of boring to just see the lots just on their own, and it's a lot more fun when they're lively and full of action and stuff. So I definitely do plan on doing that, I promise. As for South Valley City, I just want to finish the neighborhood first and then add Sims. So that's kind of like my way of doing things. But with Dusty Lakes, oh yeah, we could add Sims. We can add Sims. As soon as I upload all these videos, we can start adding Sims, and I can show you guys what that looks like. Please forgive my camera filming and like movie making abilities, because I'm not very good at it. It is kind of difficult for me. And I've said this before, but I know there's like a camera mod to help, but I've downloaded it and I was still struggling. And it's just like you have to put in cheats to get rid of speech bubbles, and you have to like time stuff appropriately and like direct the Sims to do stuff. It's a whole production. So if it looks crazy, please bear with me, because hopefully I will get better. But at the skill level I'm at now, I'm just not that good. So here we are getting into the final cinematic shots and screenshots. If you made it to this point, thank you so much for watching. Like I said before, there will be at least 3 more parts to this series. Like I said, all the footage has been filmed. All the screenshots have been taken. All the lots are built and packaged. It's just a matter of me editing the footage. Like you guys saw at the beginning of the video, the whole neighborhood's decorated. Everything's done. So there's going to be 3 more parts at least to this series where I continue to show off the builds. They'll all be available for download on Mediafire at least. And depending on y'all's feedback, maybe we can keep working on this HUD and add Sims. But yeah, so thank you for watching, and please stay tuned for part 2, 3, 4, and maybe 5. And I will see you guys in the next video.